And welcome back to the 2023 PDGA Amateur Disc Golf World Championships here at Northwood's Blue. We have the back nine of round one for the FA1 division.
I'm Ashley Pickett.
And I'm Brook Johnson. We are going to pick up where we left off on hole 10. At this point, we've got Brianna at +3, Kim at +1, Aimee at +5, and Maria at +4. Our ladies are currently watching the skies and listening for the whistle due to the air quality situation. We were kind of told at any point now that we could be called off the course due to the AQI. So everybody was trying to get through as many holes as we possibly could before we were potentially to be removed from our round.
When you look up here in the sky, you can kind of see some of the smoke there. All right, here we have hole 10, which is a 261-foot par 3. Plays well to a forehand shot or a slight turnover backhand.
Pretty low ceilings, and we had a fairly solid headwind on this hole most of the day. So getting your shots high and into those trees were dropping you down short. We've got Kim going backhand off the tee.
Just a little high there. Oh,
and a little inside. There's a second tree right behind that big guy that's kind of hard to see when you're on the tee pad. Aimee stepping up with a forehand.
This is, I think, the perfect shot for this hole. She can keep it low here.
Real pretty flex. Skipping right up into circle 2. She should have a putt for that one.
Hopefully she's not pinched behind that tree. It can go straight at the pin there. Next we have Bree here, looking to throw a forehand as well. See if she can get it closer than Aimee.
Little turn, but good kick back to the middle for her.
She should be able to scramble there from there and save her par.
Maria lining up a backhand.
She whips it around there. Oh, burns out a little early.
Little overturned.
The nice thing about this hole is that as long as you stay on the fairway, you should be able to scramble and save your par. This is one of those holes that you want to take advantage of, though. It's out in the open and try to get a birdie while you're here.
Great forehand up from Kim. Puts her right on the edge of the circle for her par. Brianna giving it a run. Ooh, that was close.
Good backstop there at that tree.
Maria giving herself an easy par to get up and down on this hole. And Aimee with a straddle putt. She got up there farther than I thought she did.
Mm-hmm.
Giving it a run for 2.
Oh.
And that's a tap-in.
The way that was coming out of her hand, I thought she might get that tree there. She just snuck it around there. Nice little drop-in par save. Good putt.
Nice 3 for Kim. Rest of our ladies are going to clean up their pars here.
I think she's checking her heart rate on that one.
These baskets can be mean sometimes.
Yes, absolutely. Especially some of the kickouts. You hit center pole sometimes.
Been there. Brianna lining up her putt.
Good putt.
Right in. Good par hole for our feature card. And as you can kind of see in the background, the haze coming in from the smoke. Everybody was basically just waiting at this point, trying to get through as many holes as we possibly could before they told us we were done.
The Challenger is consistent not only on the putting green, but also throwing as an approach disc. With the Challenger, you're getting a really straight flight, whether it be 5 feet or 120 feet. You can just really spin it and trust that it's just going to hold right where you aim.
And we have our hole 11, a 603-foot par 4, super low ceiling, open in the middle, trees on the side. It is gettable if you can get off this tee, but these trees can eat your disc alive.
Absolutely. And that green tends to come in fast, too, if you can get a good shot off the tee.
Got Kim lining up her tee shot. Looks like she's going backhand here.
We'll get around the tree.
Get sneaky. Good distance off the tee.
Okay.
A little low, but she's in the middle.
Yeah, it looks like she was disappointed with that, but that's still a great tee shot. She's still up there in the fairway with a good chance to attack the pin.
Aimee coming in. Some pretty flex with that forehand.
Just caught some branches there. Still in the fairway, though. These open holes are really the ones that you want to try to attack on here at Northwood Blue. It can be where some of these kicks and shorter drives can still be generous towards attacking the hole. Whereas when you're in those wooded holes, oh my gosh, if
you're off by an inch, you're off by 3 miles.
Oh yes. And you're scrambling for days.
Maria caught up by an early tree, but honestly a good landing spot. She's still in the middle, doesn't have too much to contend with over on that right side.
Whipping
a great recovery shot.
Yeah, good second shot. Good skip there.
She should have a look to save her par. This is one of our par 4s on the back.
See if she can get this distance that she was looking for off the tee. Oh, yeah, that's a great shot.
Looks like circle 2, perfect. Great hit.
I think that's more of what she was looking at.
And at that point, you can kind of see the look on Kim's face. The air horns went off and play was suspended due to the air quality from Tuesday afternoon all the way until 7:20 a.m. Thursday morning. Now we are back on Thursday for Aimee shots. Our ladies had to mark their lives where they were, leave their minis, and get off the course. And 2 days later, pick up like it was nothing.
Yep. Come back out at 7:20 in the morning for a shotgun start right where they left off to finish out this course.
I know I personally was stuck on the tee of 15. Oh, rude tree.
Yeah, so we both had to get out and be a part of this fun time of finishing our rounds early this morning.
Turned it a little bit, but she's got a putt. Maria's approach, I believe this is a little short, little low. Kim for 3. Looks like she's got outside jumper attempt here. She gave it a good bid. Tree got in her way, though.
Great out shot by Bree.
She parked it.
It's tough to come out here and try to finish this course, and then these girls are going to get ready and do another round.
Yeah.
That was a great putt. Another round later in this day, too.
Picking up mid-round like that is definitely an interesting way. Little low putt from Aimee. Kim stepping up for her par, I believe.
I love her facial reactions.
She's very expressive. Fun to watch.
She is a lot of fun to watch. Oh,
That's what 7:30 in the morning tee times will do to you.
absolutely. Iced us on the boxes there. We got iced on the tee pad of 17. That's a tough hole.
Oh, gosh. Ooh, I thought 15 was rough to start on.
Yeah. Putt here from Bree. Believed to save par. Oh.
Ugh. This basket wasn't ready in the morning either, I don't think.
No. At least they can just drop it in now. Just dunk it in.
All of our feature card ladies cleaning up the hole here.
And we are off to hole 12, which is a 279-foot par 3. Another hole that caters to a forehand out here. If you can get the turnover backhand to get there, that's a great line too. Let's see.
Don't get in that pine tree early. There's a putt from in there, but it's not pretty. Kim checking those early morning wet tee pads.
Yeah, it was a little slippery out there this morning. The grass was still wet.
Lining up a real pretty forehand shot here.
Great shot. Get a skip in towards the pin. What a great shot. She should have a putt there for a birdie.
Pin high. That was a great hit. Aimee with her forehand tee shot here. Good flex. And she's in the pine tree.
That's a tough spot to be.
Back.
Brianna's tee shot.
Nice and
Great distance on that.
She looks like she's got a circle 1 putt from there. Maybe edge of circle 1.
Great hit. Maria, our lone backhander on the hole with a very beautiful turnover line.
Just left it just a little short, but she should have a circle 2 look there for a birdie. This is tough where Aimee's at. There is a little gap in the trees. If you're able to get through the backside of the trees, you can still hinge through those trees and kind of punch towards the basket. You can see the gap there on the left side.
Aimee went with a safe overhand around to give herself a putt. Maria for 2.
Oh. Hopefully that satin didn't roll on her.
Aimee for 2. Little short. Good bid. Or 3. Got a tap in bogey. Getting up to Brianna's drive. That was closer than I thought it was. That was a great shot.
That is a lot closer. Let's see if she can card this birdie here. Great putt.
She drained it. This is a scarier basket than it looks on coverage. It's kind of up on a knoll. It goes kind of up and down on both sides. If you miss it long into the right, it rolls back and it rolls fast.
And then all this brush that surrounds the basket is very thick too, as we see Maria climbing into right now. And it's easy to find yourself really not having any kind of a window to putt at the basket. Oh, slippery chains in the morning.
A little bit left side. A little bit obstructed lie. Kim's drive was.
Yeah, that was a great drive. She's trying to figure out how she's going to putt at it through these bushes right here. Great buddy. The 2 girls on this card take advantage of the hole and card the birdie here, and we are almost off to the next hole.
Maria and Aimee tap in their bogeys, 2 2s, 2 4s. We are moving on to hole 13, a 312-foot par 3, leaning slightly uphill and to the right on the tail end. This hole is playing pretty hard, playing a little bit longer than that 312 with that uphill to the basket. Rough on the right, right off the tee, pretty safe, playing it straight.
Yeah, if you find yourself there on that brush on the right-hand side off the tee, it is really hard to get out of and try to save any kind of par on this hole.
Kim with a nice clean forehand out into the field. Got Brianna going forehand as well.
It's nice. Sometimes on this hole you can get a skip, but the grass is really wet early in the morning right now, and so that skip is going to be harder for some of these girls to get, to try to push towards the basket.
3 for 3 on forehand drives with Aimee lining up her tee shot. Great stability on that disc to come back and settle right in the corner for her.
Yeah, as long as you can get past that brush on the right side in those trees, it's a pretty easy hole to scramble through and save par.
A little low for Maria. Brianna's got a patent pending approach, run to the basket.
Great up. That's parked there for a drop-in par save. See the replay here. It's this beautiful line.
Clean hit, absolutely where she wanted it. Maria for her long shot from birdie. She's put it beside the basket too. Another great up shot. Showing how wet that grass is. Kim's got a straddle from behind the tree. And she's leaving no question to that par. This hole was actually playing fairly close to par for the ladies, just slightly over. And there were actually no birdies on this hole in round 1 today.
There's
Gonna give it a run.
Oh.
So close to being the only one.
There was a girl on my card that threw a turnover backhand and actually overthrew the basket but missed her birdie putt. So she could have been the lone person to card the birdie today. Yeah, this is a tough hole to try to card that birdie on.
Absolutely. Our feature card cleaning up their pars here. For being one of the shorter holes, it is one that was playing a little bit harder due to the shot shape, I believe. Still see a little bit of fog and smoke back in the background there. Not nearly as bad as it was the end of the front 9 there on Tuesday.
All right, and we are off to hole 14. This is a 330-foot par 3. Really hard right out of the fairway here. It comes out of the woods and onto the open space into the green. What you're really looking to do is try to keep your shot as straight as you can, and then try to get a flare skip towards the pin at the very end. But,
she pulled it just a hair right.
Once you're in these trees here on either side, it's pretty much you're pretty much locked off and you're in jail, and you have to just usually pitch out, kind of take your medicine on this hole. So your best bet at trying to do anything special on this hole is to keep it straight, like Bree's trying to do. That's a great shot. What a great shot. She should be able to see the pin from there.
She got it nice and kept it in the middle. Aimee's going forehand. This is my play here. There's no way I could hit that corner with a backhand.
No.
She can keep it.
A little turned over.
Trying too hard to make that corner, I think.
Yeah, it's easy as a forehand player to try to force that flex line. Oh, it's a nice straight shot. Oh, that's a good
kick. Fortunate kick for Maria.
But you really just want to try to push it as straight as you can and take the angle out of the equation there.
Aimee's flex line should play well from the side she's got here. There we go. Kept some air under at that time. A little too left, but good out from where she was to get that far around the corner.
Another patent pending backhand shot. Nice little out there.
Kim played it smart right around the corner.
You see that once you're in those woods, you really are kind of limited with your options. So now Bree is in a good spot to attack the pin. It's a great shot.
Little shorter than she likes, but she's up there with a putt for 3. Maria, very fortunate kick. Wow, she got right out in the middle.
Yeah, that's really lucky.
Love that. Can she capitalize on it?
A little short as well.
This hole was playing the 4th hardest for the ladies in round 1. Unsurprisingly, it's a pretty long par 3 and a very tight corner.
This is one of those holes. Oh, she got a nasty tree kick there.
Little early release.
This is one of those holes that it's really all about shot placement. You don't want to try to do too much.
Kim trying to save her bogey here.
It's a great shot.
She's up there for a tap in 5.
This is another hole that nobody in the field was able to card a birdie on. And only a handful of ladies actually were able to par it. We're lucky enough to par it.
Aimee a little short. Went for her bogey save here. Oh, just a little short on it. Great effort, though. Brianna for her par on this hole.
Good putt.
Great putt. She really played the hole clean. Play to the corner, get to the basket, and take your par.
Look at Maria showing us her muscles there. Oh, no.
Not enough muscle.
Not enough.
Just a little more. A little more for the uphill.
No, she was going to flex on us there for a minute.
Good bid.
Well, I like her energy. I like Kim's energy.
Running in to tap in her 5. Aimee cleaning up her 5. And Maria will clean up her 4 to round out one of the meaner holes over on Northwood Blue.
Oh, gosh. I dread when I walk up to the tee pad for this hole.
Speaking of mean holes, we are heading to hole 15, a 444-foot par 4. If you can get into the mouth of this right here, not end up in the stuff on the left or the stuff on the right, and hit this tight little fairway, maybe you can card yourself a birdie.
Yeah, but it's very easy to on this hole to get yourself into some trouble. Oh,
Bree got an early tree, but she's still in the open.
She is. She might be in a tough spot to scramble from over there, though. We'll have to see what she chooses to do with her second shot.
And Maria swinging her backhand a little bit left. That's going to be an interesting angle she's going to have to take to get back to the fairway.
This is another one of those holes on this course that requires you to place all of your shots really well if you're trying to card that birdie or even just card a par here.
Kim going big.
Yeah, she is. Full send.
Oh, hard right. That's the danger of running that gap. If you can hit it, you'll get up there for birdie, maybe even eagle. But if you hit something early and you kick,
it's bad.
Aimee with the forehand play, a little too wide.
She's relying a lot on that flex forehand and then seems to be having some trouble with hitting it. Let's see if she can recover here. That's a good line for that flex forehand she's trying to pull. As long as it stays out of the stuff, it's a little tough over there.
It's thick fast on these sides. It's very, very sharp. Brianna's actually got a pretty good line from that early tree. Should be able to get herself down into the mouth of this and maybe give herself a chance to save par. A little wide, get lucky.
I got extremely lucky.
Right in the middle.
Found a perfect gap.
Great hit for Brianna.
So that's ideally where you would like to be off your drive if you want to try to attack the pin there for a birdie.
Maria with a big Hyzer play, and she's out in the flat. She can see the pin from where she is. Kim is over in there, and she is in there.
You know, she might just have to pitch out. Smart play.
She did, and she's still not quite where she wants to be, but
still a smart play than trying to do too much and bite off more of this fairway, because hopefully she can attack it here with a good forehand.
Ground was a little slick still at this point in the morning. Hard to get some footing. That hill's pretty slanted right there. Kim's out, giving herself an outside look to save her par. Maria with her third shot. She should have a good look down this fairway for the shape of her backhand. A little too straight, but she's got a putt.
Yeah, it's an easy putt there.
Oh, Aimee's in there. It's rough off to the side like that.
Yeah, anytime you're in the rough, sometimes you just have to make the choice to just pitch out and take your medicine and hope that you can get off the tee pad and lace your shots together on the next hole.
She played it smart.
Smart choice there.
Man, it gets thick in there fast. Bree, right off the tree. And she's got to look at par. Aimee lining up a forehand approach. I like the shot to the basket here. Sit real pretty. Overcooked it a hair. She should be able to have a putt from in there. Kim giving it a run. So close. Little deep.
Yeah, hopefully she's not in jail back there.
Bree for her par.
Anytime my disc gets anywhere close to being off the fairway on any of these holes out here, I'm like really scared of where it's going to be at. And if I'm even gonna have a whole little scramble.
Great par from Brianna. What a scramble on that hole, saving her par from up in the field. Aimee's able to step out for a putt.
Drops it in there.
It. Nice 5 save for Aimee. I'm not mad about a bogey on this hole, especially with a rough tee shot.
No. It's a great putt.
Good recovery from Kim. Saving 5. Oops.
I wanted to stay in there.
Better than staying out. And Maria for her 4 as well. Well played by our feature card. This hole was eating people alive today.
Absolutely. And next hole is hole 16. This is a 492-foot par 4, very attackable. Caters well to a backhand or a forehand. You just really want to make sure that you get your tee shot off into the fairway, get some good distance on it, and then you're in a good position to attack it and try to card a birdie here.
There is OB deep in the road behind those pine trees, and it is absolutely reachable on your second shot.
Again, most important thing, just like all the holes here, are just stay out of the brush.
Great hit by Brianna. Little bit of a flare into the stuff on the left, but she should be able to get out.
Yeah, as long as you're not in there deep, you can still have a pretty good second shot.
Maria kept hers pretty central. You don't want to get too far right off a tee on this hole. As you guys can see, there's a good bit of an incline there on the right, and it is very rough to be able to see the basket from over there. Right where Kim just threw.
Yeah, it looks like she kind of got caught on the tee pad there, though. It looks like there's some standing water at the end of it, and she was trying to avoid it and kind of jumped off the end, and that might have changed her shot there.
Aimee trying to hulk it, burn it into the ground just a little bit. Coming in for a recovery. Got some mirror under that one. She's up on the top of the hill. She should be able to have a look to save her 4 from up there.
Yeah, Kim definitely got caught up on that tee pad, and it looked like it really affected the flight of her drive there. So now she's forced to just kind of do a patent pending short upshot.
Great out. It should sit right in the middle for her.
And now she's able to attack the pin, but we know she probably wanted to try to get that drive off the tee and maybe cart a birdie here.
Maria from a great drive. That needs to get some brakes on it. Like we said, there's those cedar trees there, they're thick, and there is OB behind them. It's very easy to get to. I don't think Maria made it to them, but she is definitely in the thick of them.
Yeah, the slope in that green too plays really fast, so it's really easy to get a big flare skip, especially if you're trying to approach it with a backhand.
It was a great out from the staff by Aimee. Forehand is a very good approach for this basket with the grade of the hill.
Yeah, it's awesome to just take a forehand and just smash it into the side of that hill.
Overcooked it a little. Sit. There's that roll we were talking about.
Oh.
In out. I think she sat it.
We'll see.
Flirting with it. Kim with a forehand approach. Shoop. She's in the pines too.
I think she stayed in bounds though.
Barely.
Wow, that is very close. Bree.
She's got a nice soft approach here. Give it a bid. Run it. And that's a tap in par.
That's a great approach shot there. So it looks like Aimee did officially go out of bounds.
Able to bring it in a little bit. Shooting.
Nope, she didn't. She did not go out of bounds. Oh.
Right at the full. It's hard to get back out of those cedars, man. Maria with an up from the trees. She's good. She should have a putt to save her par from there. Kim's also down in the trees.
She's got those pine needles tickling her. See if she can get it. Oh.
The ladies have got the baskets around.
Kim's reactions. I'm loving it. It's tough. At this point, these girls are probably just thinking about the fact that they have to come back out here in a couple hours and play this course all over again. Great putt there from Maria.
Tapping in her par.
This is absolutely, there's, I don't think, ever been anything like the schedule that these women have had to deal with throughout World so far. And this is only the first round that they're still trying to finish that has lasted more than a day.
2 days later, we're finishing the round.
It's like the ultimate Worlds.
The weather at this point was looking absolutely beautiful. It was not going to stay that way. We're up to one of the meanest holes on the course, hole 17, a 330-foot par 3 that is straight up a tie gap. This hole was playing the second hardest of the course, almost 1.5 strokes over par for our ladies. If you can get through that initial gap, you can save par, but it is a ripper.
Yeah, and there is nobody in our field that carded a birdie here. So that just tells you at how hard it is to actually attack this pin off the tee pad.
Good hit by Bree. She comes up just a little short of the top of the hill. Plays pretty well for either forehand or backhand, whatever you can get up there straight with some power.
Yeah, the best play here is to try to get it up to the top of that second hill there where the light is shining on the fairway. If you can get there, it's pretty easy to save par. You would even have a really, really long run at the basket if you're trying to birdie and be aggressive.
Aimee's Annie line got her good ways up that hill. She's in the stuff over on the right. She might be okay. There is a gully there, so we'll have to see where she's sitting.
So this is the hole that I had to start my round back up on this morning, and it was rough to be iced on this tee pad. You can just see how hard this hole is. We have Maria doing...
How deep down in that pit she was. Oh no, I think she went to the other one.
She's doing like a severe lunge there, trying to get her disc out.
And that stuff on both sides, it is thick and man, it is tall. Aimee trying to get out of the gap. A little too much flex on that forehand. She clips the stuff on the left, but she is in the open. Oh, Bree's down in there too.
Yeah, this hole is really tough if you are not up on that second hill, past all of those trees, kind of where her upshot just landed. That's where you want your drive to be at if you're not trying to do anything special here and just walk away with an easy par.
Maria is on a safari trying to get through all of the stick stuff and down to the basket. It is rough over there.
Yeah, you end up...
She might be out.
You end up kind of going back and forth a lot on this hole if you can't keep it clean.
Kim got sneaky through that right side, gave herself a forehand approach. And a great upshot. She will have a putt for 3. Putt for 3 on this hole feels good.
Oh, yeah.
It feels like a birdie.
Mm-hmm.
Maria, she's up there. She will have a putt to save her 5.
Yeah, this is one of those great score separator holes where if you can keep it clean and just walk away with your par, you're playing this hole a lot better than the majority of the field.
It was a 3. A par was playing like a birdie for the FA1 ladies today. Brianna with a bid. Close. She's got her putt. There was quite a bit of wind on this putting green as well.
Mm-hmm. Starts to come back into the open, up out of the valley, almost that the course is in.
And there were cars both behind the pin and also to the right. Can be a little bit distracting when you're trying to putt. Aimee with a good putt to clean up her 4. Maria's coming up to tap in her double here. And Kim played this hole super well, coming in to get her par.
Yeah, it's phenomenal the way that she just played this hole. It's very tough.
Definitely got a little lucky on that right side up top, but if you can get kind of over that bush like Kim did, you should have a forehand approach to the basket.
Hole 18 at Worlds, down by 1. It's gotta go in.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
All right, and we have made it to our final hole of round 1. This is a 660-foot par 4 This is an extremely fun hole to throw, a really long fairway that you have to hit through a downhill gap off the tee pad, and then the fairway finishes uphill towards the pin. Lots of pine trees and roughs around the fairway.
You can finally mash on one on this course.
Yes.
You could see a good bit of tailwind on the hole right now for Kim while she lines up her tee shot.
So that gap there, yeah, that's super important that you don't try to do too much off the tee pad like she just did. She knows that she did.
There is water down there, or not only jungle.
It's almost, when you hit first available here, it's almost a re-tee situation. That's a better play than trying to scramble out of it, and I know from personal experience.
Brianna lining up her backhand here. She smushed it, maybe a little too much Hyzer on it.
Yeah, you've got to keep it as straight as you can off the tee pad so that you don't find yourself, if you're going to throw a backhand, so you don't find yourself over in that brush. That's a good play from Aimee as long as she doesn't get too pinched off there by those pine trees.
Should be fine with her forehand.
Yeah.
Came out real flat and pretty for her right there. Maria, good hit.
Yeah, her backhand plays well here because it's a very straight, smooth slingshot backhand that really doesn't get too much Hyzer on it. Look, yeah, she's re-teeing here.
It is rough if you don't get through this initial gap. Honestly, a re-tee is a safer shot, and there is an OB water down there. That was a great hit for Kim. It was smart of her to, when you have a rough tee shot like that, sometimes it is really just better to abandon your lie like Kim did. Re-tee and give yourself a better chance.
Yeah, if you find yourself down there where she was, it can take several shots to even try to get back on the fairway. And so it's better for you to just swallow it and just go back up to the tee pad and re-drive, re-tee.
Breeze in there a little bit. Aimee had a good play to the corner.
So Bree's showing us why it's super important to stay on the fairway on this hole.
And as you guys can see, the basket is actually up there on the right behind those big cedars way up that hill. This hole is far. It was playing as the third hardest hole for our women today.
And I believe that there was only one person in our division that carded a birdie here.
It might have been me.
That is awesome. Please tell me how you did that.
I threw it in from the bottom of the hill and screeched so loud I think the whole court headed me. Oh no, Kim with a burner.
That is an awesome birdie, Brooke.
I was hype. I was really glad I didn't have to tee off immediately afterwards.
I was pumped when I saw it on your scorecard.
Beautiful forehand up by Brianna.
Yeah, that's great.
And she's still short of the pin to try to save her par on this one. It is uphill.
Yeah, this is a beautiful par 4. I think it's a great finishing hole. If you're able to string together really good shots, you're able to walk away with a par. But if you're not able to do that, then you find yourself still trying to scramble.
It takes 2 very good hits to get up there for shot for birdie. Good approach for Kim. She's still out in circle 2.
Yeah, ideally, if you're trying to just card a par here or just walk away without any damage on this hole, you want your second shot to be at the bottom of that hill. If you're trying to do more than that, you want to be slightly up the hill on your second shot.
You could see the girls struggling on that uphill. That was a good approach. It is really just so vertical up to this pin with this road on the side. Getting the birdie is some work. Good bid from Aimee.
Yeah, this hole was playing more than an entire stroke over par.
Kim's giving it a run. Oh, so close.
It's in. The nice thing about this uphill green is that you can really give it a run and not be too scared. You got those pine trees in the backdrop. As long as you don't get in them too deep, you should be okay.
Oh, great run from Maria. She almost saved it. Valiant par bid from her. Aimee tapping in her 5. Said this was one of our 3rd hardest playing holes today, and I think a lot of it has to do not only with that tunnel of a tee shot, but how uphill the last half of this hole is. It is up there.
Yeah, and the wind too definitely comes into play with your tee shot as well. The wind might feel differently on the tee pad than it actually is down in the fairway, and that can change things too.
Rest of our featured card here, tapping in their putts on this basket. We've got Brianna carding her 5, and Kim is going to pick up her 7, which after a retee is really not that bad of a score.
And after the first round, we see our feature card here, Bree at +5, Kim +9, Aimee +13, and Maria +10.
Got a round 1 final with Miss Hannah Lingle carding a +1 for the round in the lead, followed by Corey Gerber-Dolan, Taylor Raleigh, myself at +5, Brianna Vandergriendt, Kate do that as well, Alexa Marks, and then we've got Hannah Campbell, Robin Ing, and Rebecca Minnick at +6, rounding out the top of our first round.
We will see you guys back at Northwood Blue for round 2.